So this is my beautiful, beautiful turkey broth. So today we're going to be having a follow-up video on canning the turkey broth that I was able to get out of the turkey that I made for Thanksgiving. So what I'm going to do today is use my pressure canner, and I'm going to show you how to can turkey broth. Now you can use this at another time for soups or chilies or anything that you would use broth for. You can use this turkey broth, and this is really, really good. Now at the end of my video today, I'm going to have a couple of links on how I cook my turkey and then how I process my turkey, and taking all of the air out of the bags for the meat and that type of thing. So if you're interested, check those out at the end of the video. But for now, let's get started with getting this broth canned up. So I was able to get all this broth cooked yesterday. And what I'm gonna do is just skim some of this fat off, just like I did yesterday with the broth I made before that. And I'll just get rid of that, and then I'll show you how we can this up. So one of the things I like to do when I'm making broth, as I said before, is I like taking the fat and just skimming it off of the top. Now, some of this I'm going to keep for, for my turkey broth, and I don't have a lot because I skimmed a lot off yesterday, but this is just a little bit of extra fat. Like I said, I'll leave a little bit of it in here to cook in with the broth, but for the most part, we can take some of this out. So I think I'll leave the rest of that in there just for a little bit of flavor. And as you can see, this is kind of jellied up just because it is so full of all kinds of, it's just so full of cooking it down with all the bones and the marrow, and this is going to make wonderful, wonderful broth. Now, I'm going to go ahead and can this cold, and all that means is that I'm going to put this in jars cold, and then I'm going to put it in a cold pressure canner, and I'll bring everything up at one time. So after I looked at my canning book, it said that you should actually heat up the broth. So I decided not to leave it in the state it was. I decided to go ahead and just heat it up. So I am just filling these up to within 1 inch of headspace. I'm just gonna fill these jars up. And 1 inch is right where the neck of the bottle comes up. This broth smells so good. Last night I actually made it into some vegetable soup, and it was absolutely amazing. It was so flavorful. All I did was throw a few vegetables in there, and oh man, it was so good. All right. So in addition to using this broth for soups and chilies and things like that, one of the things you can also do is use this to flavor your vegetables. So if you're cooking up some green beans for Thanksgiving, or if you're thinking of making some corn or maybe some Brussels sprouts, rather than just steaming it in water, maybe consider steaming it in some of this broth. It's going to give it so much more flavor. And I love the way turkey broth tastes when I make things like split pea soup or potato soup or something like that. So there's all kinds of things. Even using one of these to make your stuffing would probably be just absolutely amazing. I mean, it's the same flavors you're going to have if you're leaving your stuffing in the turkey. And there's a lot of people, prefer to leave it in the turkey. Some people, for health reasons, they leave it out of the turkey. I don't know which is best, but I do know by utilizing some of these different products from the turkey that you can really optimize your savings and be able to have lots more ways of making your food. Now, just because this broth has got so much fat in it, I'm actually going along the edge of the rim with a little bit of vinegar. That'll cut any of the fat that's on the rim. This stuff is very, very hot. So just be really careful as you're going through this. You don't want to spill this on anything. All right. So now all I'm going to do is put my lids on. And then I'm going to put my bands on. I'm going to put them on loose, and I'll finger tight the bands just as soon as I can use my pot holder. And now I'm going to put them in the canner, and I'm going to can these. So I just finished canning my broth. I'm going to open up the lid and just let it vent for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll take them out and I'll show you how they looked. I ended up getting 6 pints of broth from the turkey that I made, so I have got a lot of food and a lot of broth from that one little turkey. I think you can see it's still boiling in the jars, and it just looks gorgeous. My whole house smells so good, and this was just a really fun thing to do. So I just wanted to show you all the things that you can obtain just by having one small turkey. As I said in my previous video, my turkey was just under 13 pounds. It was like 12.5 pounds. The whole thing cost me like $7 and change. And I was able to get meals for about, about 13 meals that are all frozen and ready to go. And then I've got an additional 6 pints of turkey broth. Now, I really like canning in pints. I pretty much just fix food for myself. And so the bigger ones that you buy in the store, it just seems like it's always too much for me. So if you have a larger turkey, you're going to get a lot more food and a lot more broth, a lot more meals, what have you. So I hope this video was helpful. I'm going to link the other 2 videos I did on processing and cooking my turkey right after this little ending. And hopefully if you have any questions, feel free to put those in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer them. So I hope this is helpful to you. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.